I have hard crashed Arena with this deck, or I forced a draw with this deck, which is an important difference. I didn't just wreck my PC, I wrecked the server. Oh, I'm getting encoding overload notices in OBS, so that's how you know you're gaming. Yeah, the scoot swarms are a thing. Hi, I'm Symphoneers, and today we're taking a look at Nissa, Resurgent, Animist in Historic Brawl because Standard is bad and I don't want to play it. The bans, yeah, not enjoying how the bans have been shaking out. I might be doing more Historic Brawl stuff, maybe more non-magic content on the channel, we'll see how things go. Might be doing some drafts of the Lord of the Rings set. It's very play by ear at the moment. Anyway, the deck in front of us is a significant update of an old Ave Storm deck that I built, and I believe I still have the video of it up on the channel, so I'm not going to go too in-depth for the deck tech. But in updating it to work with Nissa, I kind of stripped out roughly a third of the cards, put in a couple new, somewhat important cards like Surak and Goreclaw, or just like other new updates, things that are new to Arena, even if they're not new, like Tireless Tracker. As well as just generic value cards like Elvish Rejuvenator and Fertilid. The thought with these being that they help enable the combo we're trying to do, which I haven't actually outlined yet. We want to set up the ability to play as many cards as possible per turn. We do that by getting access to the top of our deck with various kind of top of deck effects like Augur of Autumn, as well as Vivian Monsters Advocate, Oracle of Moldiah. Each of them are different, and like some let us play creatures, some let us play lands, some let us play both, etc, etc. And we use that to play like lands and stuff off the top of our library. Nissa fires when we do that stuff, or like when we play extra lands thanks to Azusa Lost But Seeking, and you know, our other extra land effects. And then we, from there, just kind of try to play our whole deck, kind of layering in with that or supporting that plan. We're also just drawing a bunch of extra cards with Great Henge, Primordial Sage, Beast Whisperer, wherever you are, Guardian Project. So yeah, we want to try to draw pretty much our entire deck, maybe get down a bunch of Aves or something, or just, you know, in the process of playing out a ton of mana dorks and things, we end up having a good Critter Hoof Behemoth kill, something like that. Then maybe we Finale of Devastation to haste stuff in, or like we Finale for the Crater Hoof. Or we can set up haste with Crashing Drawbridge, or the Surak and Goreclaw. That's why they're in the deck, because they're important for like enabling haste and getting kills in there. And yeah, they let us do stuff. Oh, one of the big kind of key structural updates too is Cryptolithrite is now in the list, which means that all of the kind of nonsense trash creatures that we're playing for generic kind of ETB and landfall value and stuff, all of those can convert into mana dorks, which helps facilitate our storm turns and do some nonsense. Yeah, we're also playing some additional things to just help with consistency or like tutoring. And let's just get into it. It's a lot easier to kind of see how the deck works when you see how the deck works. Good deck tech me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get into some actual gameplay. Some ramp and card draw and Nyx Bloom Ancient. It's very medium. It could go somewhere. If we had another elf, we do have Nissa. Let's just keep it and see, wow, words. Talking, woo! Keep it and see what happens. Yeah, so I think with our sequencing here, we maybe want to just dirtle for a turn or two, like ramping, doing nonsense, and then, or like play Nissa on, I don't know. Yeah, Dirtle, do some nonsense, get some stuff. Oh. Oracle of Moldiah and Beast Whisperer in the graveyard is suboptimal. But Augur of Autumn's pretty good, that's nice. Let's just slam the Augur and chip in for one. Yeah. Then, what, Leaf Crowned Visionary? Do Nissa on a subsequent turn. Figure stuff out. Courser incoming. Although with the Augur, we're not that in need of Courser. I was vaguely slow rolling Emergent Sequence, or kind of considering slow rolling it, because it would give us extra Nissa triggers. But I think I would like to just use my mana efficiently on that turn. And yeah, get stuff happening. We have an Explorer incoming. One great thing, or like one reason we, it's good to draw the sorceries. Just because that means we don't brick when we do storm stuff. I will, sure, autopay. Nissa, Castle Garenbrig off the top, great. Craterhoof, hi, you're not relevant in, actually, I mean, you're relevant soon. Maybe sooner than I was thinking. We already have like a not insubstantial board. Let's maybe Skyscanner here just to get the land off the top of the library. And they're tapped out. Augur of Autumn, go brrrr. I never do Craterhoof math properly. +6, or sorry, +7 a pop. So yeah, we do have a Craterhoof kill, right? Especially with Castle Garenbrig, it helps support the Craterhoof mana, so we don't have to tap creatures to, or like tap our land that is a creature to actually cast it. So feeling okay so far. They could have a sweeper or something, of course. Choops. That's fine. Probably, I think. My like napkin mental math was pretty favorable. Hoof. Hoof desires violence. Vroom vroom. Yeah. -32, not too shabby, especially for the first game of the day. Good games to the opponent. I think I like this hand. It could weirdly stumble. Like it has some ramp and stuff, but it doesn't have a lot of card draw or card access. Courser helps, which is nice. Like lands off the top plus a creature that cantrips and draws a card. Yeah, helps ensure that we don't whiff just immediately. I am a bit concerned about, like, Selesnya counters, it's looking like. Or life gain counters. The life gain part's not really relevant because we can just do so much damage if we get to do a full combo turn. But a lot of counters and stuff early can threaten to overwhelm us. I'd like to do a Courser here too. No, I was hoping for a land off the top. Missing a land drop, not great. We do have access to Nykthos, although it's not, like, really that not actually mana positive compared to just how much mana and stuff we have. We might be chump blocking things shortly. Bonder's Enclave off the top, okay. Gain a life. We can do Llanowar Tribe here, we can do Llanowar Visionary, we can get Nissa out, and the Ferdlid. I'm gonna say Llanowar Tribe just because it's really good for Nykthos, and is going to help our next turn be extra spicy. Theoretically, we can attack with the Courser. I'm assuming they'll be able to get the Trellisara big enough to punch through the Courser, in which case we don't want to block it high. So, God, that's infinite with Heliod, right? Is there something else in the combo? Yeah, probably. I'm not going to try to remember that combo offhand. So, how would we like to do this? Let's tap, tap, tap. I think we have at least a turn, or like I'm going to guess that we have at least a turn to work. Maybe they have an infinite in hand, but, yeah, I think we can get a little bit funky, get a little bit fresh. So, do the Nykthos thing. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, because we want to play the land off the top of our library. Cool, we get Nissa's trigger, Elvish Mystic is good here, because it helps us go wide, especially with the Craterhoof in hand. from here, we... Oh, I should have Ashaya'd earlier. Oh, that's a bit of a punt. It's been a few days since I played this deck. It's fine. Yeah, suboptimal, but fine. Alright, we still have Llanowar Tribe mana, so that's good. That will happen a lot with this deck. I'm going to keep that in, even though I would usually cut games like this. I might have problems recording today. Who knows? This deck, or like we were already starting to take, 10 game actions a turn or whatever, and it just grows from there. So a lot of people will scoop to this deck. Anyway, that will happen with this deck, so, be warned, or if that affects your decision to try to build it or whatever, just so you know. Good games next game. I will keep this hand. I do wish it had a third land, but Ashaya's very good for our deck just because makes everything, all the creatures and stuff, give us landfall triggers, which is good for Nissa, Lotus Cobra, the Provisioners, or the Tireless Tracker Provisioner, etc. You're an Elf Druid, although we don't really want to do you immediately. Satyr Wayfinder for the moment. Bonder's Enclave is nice. Just a little bit of incidental card advantage that we have access to if we have a lot of mana but are running out of plays in hand and stuff. We're versus Italy. I assume we're favored here just because Italy decks tend to ramp up to Italy and that is their win con. We go much, much bigger than Italy. Or usually, anyway. So, yeah. Feeling okay so far. Do a Topiary Stomper here. We want to save the Spring Bloom Druid, maybe for a turn where we have, Nissa and the Leaf Crowned Visionary, or the Leaf Crowned Visionary in particular, down first. Although, I suppose we can't do both Nissa and the Visionary. I'm maybe overcomplicating my board development here. I suppose we could do Ashaya next turn, and that would give us the mana to do Leaf Crowned Visionary. Then from there, we have some room to get funky, or yeah, really develop quickly. So, let's do the Visionary. We will have access to 8 mana at least next turn, or no, more than that. 12? 12 plus Ranger class. What did they hit? Oh, that's fine. Or Llanowar Tribe is good ramp, but it's not super critical for our plans or anything. Ashaya can already outsize unflipped Italy. They can presumably flip it pretty aggressively. They certainly have the mana to do that. So anyway, Nissa, yes, autopay. Rona's Monument, great. You are helpful for storming off. So green, make a green. We draw a Llanowar Elves off of Nissa's trigger. We will Ronas's Monument because it helps us storm. And then we will Elvish Visionary, maybe make the Stomper big? Sure. Yeah, we'll tap the Leaf Crowned Visionary to pay for its thing. Draw a card off of the Elvish Visionary. Let's do Llanowar Elves. Decline. Green. Just thinking now, let's do the Spring Bloom Druid, actually. Do I care about hitting them this turn? Probably. We won't greed that hard for draw. Spring Bloom Druid, do a green, grab 2 lands. Those will give us some more triggers to work with and make Ashaya even bigger. Green. I think I would like to swing with Ashaya, actually. I was changing my mind there. That thing I said in the prior game about scooping and stuff, there you go. Do we actually have a full kill? Because 25, we can play out more creatures, or I was going to play out the Surveyor to give Ashaya trample, and then they have to block with basically their entire board, and it's a bad scene for them. So yeah, you know, good games to the opponent. Sure, I will take this hand. Augur of Autumn is one of our most powerful top of deck effects, just because it works for both creatures and lands. At least eventually it does once we have other powers, once we enable Coven, basically. Yeah, so it has that, and then it has a bunch of ramp and stuff, which is good. Helpful. So yeah, we will do this stuff, get a Paradise Druid down. That gives us access to 4 mana next turn, which is a little bit weird because everything in our hand is 3. And Nissa also 3, of course. Probably do the Augur before making our land drop, just so we can maybe play a land off the top of our deck. I think that's the most sensible play. We're maybe a little bit concerned about removal or something, but depends on what they're doing. Like they might be holding up counter magic here. Not that we could really play around counter magic, like we don't have enough mana to pay for a quench, or like pay 2. Omen of the Sea, sure. Flash or flying. So yeah, Omen a good include for their card advantage stuff to top. You hate to see it. Land on top, so playing out Augur first there, paying off. Good rich vein of lands to start with, so we'll see how this game goes. Deeproot Wayfinder, okay. Do we want to Nissa? It's fine. Sure. I'm concerned about counter magic is the thing. This we could theoretically play around a quench. Oh, they're just being an asshole and doing that. Okay. We can. Sorry, I like have no patience for or interest in the like. Oh, I can abuse the structure of the format. Cards. Fairy Mastermind, sure, they block the Paradise. No, okay. Just getting you to Takahashi in while they can. Yeah, these all just feel like such a small imagination thing to me of like, I won't dwell on it. Anyway, Fairy Mastermind in for 2. We will play land off the top. I'll keep hammering on Nissa. Nissa resolves, that's handy. So we do generate a mana here. We don't have Coven yet. We could... or no, sorry, we don't have 3 mana. I don't know where I was going, or yeah, we can enable it next turn, basically. I'm gonna say no attacks just because they are presumably an instant speed deck with Barrington, Giada, and stuff. They could have Cemetery Protector, the white 3/4 flash. Yeah, the white 3/4 flash that does, cemetery stuff. Or Graveyard Exile and spits out tokens when you cast creatures, or play lands matching the exiled card type. I like that card and it's not good enough for standard. It has not been during its entire run because of black decks, basically. Anyway, Teferi Who Slows the Sunset comes down. I still think this Teferi is bad. People keep playing him and I don't know why. But maybe it is me who is wrong. They have 1 mana and I have a henge. So yeah, I would like to resolve that while they our shields down. We do this, we spit out a mana with Nissa. We can cultivate, that's actually weirdly unproductive right now. Let's do the Elvish Rejuvenator here, maybe. I guess the skittering, yeah. It's fine. I'm thinking too hard. Llanowar Visionary, sure, Utifiers. We're gonna give Yuta to Takahashi. So many cards. It's fine. Nissa, Big Nissa, helpful. One of the few non-creature, non-land cards in the deck because she's just real good. Nissa who wins the game. Yeah, so we take 4 next turn. probably play Nissa pretty early, though she doesn't trigger Henge. But yeah, no, she's quite cheap. We have sorcery speed Thrix. Okay. I'm trying so hard not to backseat my opponent. Teferi untaps Giada, or Arrington Giada, and etc. We will tap Paradise Druid and the Henge here just to keep the largest number of lands untapped. We have a ton of mana we can pay into a soft counter, although they only have 1 mana up, so, you know. We will do this, untap a forest. And yeah, I would like that Springbloom Druid off the top. So we will Llanowar Visionary here, get some card draw off of the Great Henge. This Storm turn is going to be, or potential Storm turn, going to be pretty slow if they hold priority super frequently. We do a Springbloom Druid here. I have auto-order triggered abilities on, that might backfire. No, we draw off of Henge first. Good, we get the Tireless Tracker. I did want the Tireless Tracker. We will eat a land with the Springbloom Druid, get 2 forests to the battlefield. Nissa will give us some mana. Llanowar Elves on top. Green. You always just pick green for all of the stuff in here. We have nothing fancy in terms of like off-color mana or anything like that. So let's do a, Tireless Tracker here. Finale of Devastation into hand is good. Still think they might be playing counter magic, which could be problematic. Vizier of the Menagerie off the top. Let's go. Yeah, that hits, and we draw a land. Play land off the top of the deck. Wild Wanderer. You're good, although I think we're out of... Yeah, we don't have quite enough mana for Wild Wanderer. So... maybe Skittering Surveyor, actually, here? Well, why not? Big Skits, just as a treat. Skittles goes looking for a land. Weird that that stacks above the Great Henge. I did kind of want the Wild Wanderer, although it's not, like, so incredible that I'm not going to take the Skittering Surveyor ETP. Lotus Cobra is better. Let's say no attacks. I don't think they can kill us in 1 turn, so feeling okay. Yeah, with the Lotus Cobra, we should be essentially infinite. I would assume. Kind of depends. If they do a big smash, I shift around in my chair because I'm sitting on my feet, and I'm trying not to do that because my ankle joints are terrible. Yeah, we take a bunch of damage, go down to 11. Opponent gonna make me work in the edit on this one. It's fine. Yeah, so Lotus Cobra, we will Lotus Cobra first here because it's really good and they should counter it. I don't know if they will totally realize that they should, but they might. Sure. Or like, not like we can do anything about that. Vizier of the Menagerie is nice, but not critical for us with the Augur down. Certainly very good that they Valor Stance that instead of a Craterhoof Behemoth or anything like that. Fairy Mastermind fires, they draw another card. We will Bonder's Enclave off the top. Tireless Tracker, Nissa, and Lotus Cobra trigger Scootsworm. Oh, this is going to get bad. And by bad, I mean my PC might... I have hard crashed Arena with this deck. Or I forced a draw with this deck, which is an important difference. I didn't just wreck my PC, I wrecked the server. I think Scootsworm and Cryptolitherite are... don't play nice. It's a thing. Anyway, Nissa, Untapped Forest, just gonna do that while I'm thinking of it. Our opponent is gonna hit their rope before we do. Yeah, maybe we want to do the Roronis' Monument. I'm concerned, or I'm trying to preserve mana for a finale for 10. Brazen Borrower, sure. Hopefully this is the rest of their interaction. Would love for them to stop holding priority. Great Henge trigger fires. They are still holding priority somehow. We'll get the Tireless Tracker back down. And then I guess a Spell Pierce or something. So yeah, I'm not exactly immediately incentivized to do the finale. Something I didn't totally mention with the putting in trash creatures or like curve filling creatures thing is that a lot of them do fetch lands and put them onto the battlefield, which helps our Storm, makes it a lot smoother if we don't have like an Ashaya or something that is like some form of combo enabler already on the field. Fertilid is good here. We will do this, we will draw a card. Would love to get an extra land drop effect off the top of our deck. Azusa, the Dryad of the Elysian Groves, Oracle of Moldiah, etc. Ancient Green Warden, hi, you're a big chungus, and are going to help us do nonsense. Oracle of Moldiah, good to see you, good to have you. How have you been? How are the kids? Great Hengefires, we will play land. Land drops go brrrr. Yeah, I was not joking about them hitting their rope before we do. Neverwinter Dryad. Might be storming inefficiently, actually. It's fine. Do all this nonsense. Oh, I'm getting encoding overload notices in OBS, so that's how you know you're gaming. Arena. Yeah, the Scoot Swarms are a thing. I briefly cut them from the deck because they do tend to slow things down a little bit, but I'm just gonna do this to draw a thing, get another land in play, Nyx. We have 40 devotion to green currently, so that's pretty good. Oh, OBS, yeah. We'll see how my PC holds up. That's an issue with covering games other than Magic on the channel, is that my GPU in particular is hot garbage. 76. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Nykthos now. I think 76 mana is enough to work with. And we could meme harder. I'm genuinely worried about crashing my PC. Let's just look for that Craterhoof Behemoth and assume that we have enough mana to counter stuff, or like to pay for counter spells. So Henge happens. I hope they let us hit them. I hope they let us hit them. I'm trying to be relatively polite and like fast here too. Surge of Salvation. Black or red sources? Sure, you do you. Live your best life, and oh, they're letting us hit them. Thank you, opponent. Or I shouldn't speak too soon, but thank you. Oh, this is so good. What? Oh. Yay! Oh. Oh, amazing. 6,000 damage, and we could have, like, gone even higher. Tremendous. Good games to that opponent. Thanks to that opponent for letting me hit them. That's, not so many people just scoop before the actual, like, damage resolves. So I'm just excited that we actually got to hit them for 6k. Good games to the opponent. I more or less like this hand. It's potentially a little bit slow. Keep. A little bit slow in that we don't have any actual ramp on 1 or 2, and then Ronus's Monument on 3 is, like, kind of ramp, but, it gets more powerful as a ramp piece as kind of the game develops and we're able to play out more creatures per turn. So yeah, we are just chugging along for the moment. Wall of Blossoms draws us another force. We're hitting our... Oh, I smashed my keyboard for no reason. We're hitting our land drops, which is good. Or like was one of my worries with a hand like this. Yeah, I'm gonna Ronus's Monument. I think that's a Saw It Coming. It could be the Foretell Copy spell or a Demon Bolt or something. But yeah, I'm not going to be too fussy about it. Ronus's Monument makes the Wall of Blossoms real thick. And then land drop trigger, we will maybe Oracle of Moldiah, just because if we have a land on top, we can play it. We do. Lovely. That gives us a second trigger that lets us get a Shia off the top of our deck, and we have enough mana to Spring Bloom Druid. It's a shame we can't actually attack with the Wall of Blossoms this turn. Sack a land with the Spring Bloom Druid. We will grab 2 forests. Yeah. Green, Floriferous Vine Wall. Just the world's thickest Wall of Blossoms. Ooh, rough. The odds of a whiff like that are very low. It's been a while since I crunched the numbers, but I did crunch the numbers at some point for Floriferous Vine Wall. That's like I think it's 3% or less chance of a whiff there. Yeah, it's a thing. I'm just gonna go for a Shia here. Like I was saying earlier, I do pretty strongly suspect they have a counterspell. But a Shia is really good, and we have a lot of other really good cards, so something's gonna have to eat the... Yep, saw that coming. Something's gonna have to eat that counterspell, so Nissa pumps out another mana. We will do this, and Wild Wanderer. Ronus's Monument, make the Spring Bloom Druid even bigger. Torch Breath. Yeah, that's fine. That we honestly very strongly prefer that they remove like a Spring Bloom Druid or whatever to removing Oracle of Moldiah in particular, because we can't just replay Oracle of Moldiah like we can with the Nissa. Because of how much we ramp, we can pay for Nissa's commander tax pretty aggressively, which is nice. Paradise Druid. I guess Nissa, just because we know that they're tapped out and can't do anything, so... Just do this, smack him for 5. Not super necessary, but, you know. So we can Henge next turn, we can Big Nissa, or Nissa who wins the game next turn. Celestis, sure, this is fine. Boseiju. Yeah, let's just Henge right now. Boseiju off the top, green mana, land off the top, green mana. Beast Whisperer is really good for us, okay. Yeah, because we have a lot of card draw or mana generation and stuff, but not a lot of card advantage aside from the Henge. We need to get the kind of ball rolling. And our opponent just realizes that, like, counterspell, counterburn.pile, no match for our nonsense. Honestly, I think we peaked with the last game I recorded, or the prior game. I was tempted to keep pushing, or like keep recording matches, but I don't think we're beating that prior one, honestly. So I'm just gonna end the video here, keep the recording nice and tight, or short. I hope you liked it, consider subscribing, and etc. if you did. I think that's more or less everything. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video, and an extra big thank you to the Patreon patrons and YouTube members that help make these videos possible. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.